Hey guys, Bipp here, and I'm back. Um, so some things that have changed, besides me being back, I've actually, gotten my gear since I've come back and got my Tyrannical going. I just wanted to go over a few of the new things. For starters, as you saw in the beginning, the new intro, I'm really liking it. I thought the other one was kind of lame and half-assed, to be honest with you. Um, kind of thought it was more of a, ooh, I'm excited to make montages, so I'm just going to throw this intro in there. And this one I took a little more time on deciding what I want to use as a background, the textile animations and such. But that's not all I'm going to talk about, obviously, because that'd be a really stupid video for talking about just an intro. Other things I want to talk about is my plans for the channel. Um, one, one of these things being um, that, sorry about that I am playing demo again, and will be a full-time thing. Um, I've toyed around with Destro. For starters, it's getting nerfed in 5.4 as far as I'm aware. I haven't really read the notes yet. Sorry, I just came back literally a week ago. But I don't know. Demo's always been my spec since I started playing Warlock back in Wrath. It's always just been the spec I loved. Affliction's my current off spec, which I just had to help my friend out with learning Affliction 3s and stuff, because I'm also playing a Frost Mage right now, which I'll get to in a few minutes. So I'm playing Demo, and my thoughts on Demo though is it's a lot stronger than people give it credit for, and I think in 5.4, from what I hear, with Archimonde's Vengeance being changed, I think it's going to be really good. Like, ridiculous, because the argument with Demo right now is, basically it's so cooldown dependent that when you're not in cooldowns, your damage just isn't sufficient, which, by the way, I think is completely not true at all. I think your imps do a lot of damage, Corruption and Doom itself still do quite a bit of damage. Just single, if you go into Metamorphosis real quick, which you should, we enter Arena and throw Doom on your target. That's what you should be doing anyways. That just helps with damage, also generates imps and such, and just good. Handy Gul'dan, I've changed my thoughts on that spell a little bit. It's not much, but just a little bit. I think, and Fell Flame's a pretty weak spell, but honestly, if you can't really get away with hardline casting Shadow Bolt in Arena unless they're truly not CCing you and just not on you at all, then you should and can. Can and should. Soulfire, when it procs, you should still be using. It does decent damage. But I just don't see the argument that it doesn't do enough damage. I mean, your minion does a lot of damage, and your spells do. And then, of course, if you go into Metamorphosis with cooldowns, you do a shit ton of damage. You probably hit is pretty much the hardest out of any of the specs when you're in cooldowns. But that's the argument: is you don't keep up with the other specs and damage outside, which I actually agree with. I'm not saying, but I'm not contradicting myself. I think Demo's damage is still nice. That being said, Affliction and Destro, I'm sorry for all the moving around, I'm just kind of trying to keep the video moving, but Affliction and Destro themselves do consistent good damage. Well, I should rephrase that. Affliction does consistently good damage. Destro is just basically you're hitting them hard all the time with whatever spell you use. Conflagrate, Incinerate, Chaos Bolt, whatever. So yeah, Demo is very cooldown dependent. And that being said, I just don't think the damage is so insufficient that you cannot play the spec. So with that, I will say that, with 5.4 changes, what I'm hearing about Archimonde's Vengeance is basically it's going to become Archimonde's, I don't remember, but something. I'd probably put in the description, or I won't, regardless. You basically get 2 charges on your Dark Soul. So, like, I'll pop my Dark Soul, I'll have, the Mastery. It seems that, it's like Conflagrate. It's a great way of considering it. It's like Conflagrate, or like Handed Gul'dan, okay? You use one Handed Gul'dan, you have another charge. So as soon as that comes down, you can use it again later on without it being on a 2-minute cooldown, because you can get enough Demonic Fury for that to be very well unusable outside of it. Or if for some reason you're able to stay in Demon form through your first Dark Soul, then you can pop it again and can just get out that huge damage. It really helps out Demo a lot. And so I would definitely say that it's a very worthwhile spell, and it's a very good change for Demo. And all the other specs, too. I mean, Destro having the extra crit, I mean, God knows they need that. But, and then the Haste or Affliction, I think it's a good change. I haven't read a whole lot of the other ones, but, that's what my main point about Demo right now, though, is it's strong. And if you learn it now and then you get the next patch where you become even stronger, it's going to be pretty silly. And I've always played Demo, so it's always been my spec. And if you don't like Demo, well, clearly you have no I'm just messing around. You don't like Demo, that's fine. I just love the spec and always have, and always really been my favorite spec to play, so I'm going to. Anyways, so my opinion of demo right now, if you're interested, just real quick guide, not even a guide really, just real quick. These are spells I run, specs, I'm sorry. Dark Regen still for PvP, they heal, macro with my Health Stone. Honestly, it's pretty much the same. I like Mortal Coil, love the spell, it's great. Sacrificial Pact, Blood Horror. Now I'm going to get to this, because there's a bit of dispute going on about Blood Horror, and I kind of was on one bandwagon, and now kind of jumped to the other one. For starters, Unbound Will, I get the argument with it. Honestly, I think if you're Destro, you can pull it off, but it's too much health for that. 20% of your maximum health, that's just giving them, like, literally 20% of your health gone, like that. Especially in PvP, I just completely think that's stupid. Blood Horror is really nice, and here's why. Let's say you're in an arena and you get against a Beastmaster Hunter. Instead of having to cast Fear on it, you can put Blood Horror on yourself, and boom, there goes his pet and the majority of his damage. Or another great example, a big bane of the Warlock's existence, a fucking Warrior. Okay? Warriors jump on you, pop Blood Horror. From my knowledge, they cannot Berserker Rage it. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but every arena I've been in so far and used it on them, they have not Berserkered out of it. So it's a great use for getting people off you. So I think it's a great spell, actually. And I almost prefer it over Blood Fear because, honestly, I'm an old-school Warlock. So casting Fear is nothing new to me in Arena. I shouldn't say I'm old school. That's not fair to some old school Warlocks. I guess compared to new Warlocks, I am old school, whatever. But my point is, I know how to cast Fear in Arena, how to fake cast. So the newer Warlocks for MoP that were used to being able to cast Fear, I'm sorry, you had to learn a difficult thing to do, but that's always been my thing about locks that I loved, is how skill-based they are, and the more skilled you are, the better. And then I run Supremacy, more damage with your Demon. The other two kind of suck, in my opinion, for Demo. I don't care what I have to say, they do. And then the last one, it's Killjane's Cunning right now, because it's so damn OP. Now that they even made it a passive, which they're also changing in 5.4, which makes me, this is getting changed, which is why I'll use it. So I'm going to start practicing not casting while moving pretty soon here, which I would recommend doing if you're going to not use it, because you really do need to, it's really a tough adjustment, like playing a Frost Mage. I just got to remember to stand still and cast, so fake casting and all that, you just got to get used to doing it again instead of trying to kite away while you cast, which isn't really that big of a deal, and like I said, nothing I'm not used to personally. And for glyphs, I'm running Imp Swarm, Demon Training, and Hellstone. Obviously, these two I've always used. This I'm going to reiterate why I use it if you haven't watched my other guide, which is outdated by now, I'm sure. Stack Pack, gives them more health. Wow, I'm spending too much, I'm sorry. It gives them more health, so therefore a larger bubble for yourself. You definitely use it. And then minors aren't really that important. I just not what I like, except for I like Health Funnel because it's an instant healing. You have to channel it. I think that's actually, if there's anything close to being a necessary minor glyph for a Warlock for this spec, I'm going to make sure I'm not saying this wrong. Yeah, if there's anything necessary, yeah, it would be this one. For Warlocks, I think it's a really good glyph. I think it's a really good glyph for it. So yeah, that's my minor little thing on Demo right now, my thoughts on it. So what are my plans for the future? So, sorry, I was just looking at something. I'm not used to seeing that. Someone else from a different server in chat. Anyways, I want to make more guides on achievements. Like, I did that whole Treasures in Panera, and it got a lot of views, actually. It's kind of surprised. It's a great way to get money and experience if you're leveling a tune. Like, if you have a friend that's really nice and they'll carry you around on a 2 gruesome mount, it'll get you a ton of XP and gold. So definitely watch that if you haven't gotten the Treasures in Pandaria, all of them. But also, and it's not outdated, they've stayed the same. Although I do have my Hunter, because I wanted to actually get the achievement on him and be able to show you everything physically. The other thing with there's some achievements out there that are kind of silly, that are not, I wouldn't say impossible to get without a guide, but, I can't really look at any right now. But I would just go with, I might make some guides, that's all I'm saying. I might make some new guides of each spec for 5.4, because I know a lot of people, like guides, and I'll be honest, I'm a victim of that. I love guides. I love seeing what I like seeing other people's point of views, because I have my own playstyle I prefer, but I like seeing what other people think about the spec and think about different specs and what they do to see if maybe I'd like to incorporate that, or sort of maybe keep it in the back of my mind. It's a great way to just keep yourself open-minded about your class and spec, which you should always be, regardless of the class or spec you play. Sorry, I'm not going to keep rambling for too long. I just kind of wanted to go over some things. Anyways, other plans, I'm going to make more montages. I'm in the works of one right now. Yay, it's called The Return, obviously, because I'm returning to WoW and playing again. Ooh, by the way, I got green fire now. Sorry, I'm kind of ADD, but I like the green fire. It took me a while to get it, but I think Living Demon Form looked badass, and also all the other fire spells look really cool, like Soul Fire and such. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Making more montages, currently working on one. It's gonna be a pretty nice montage. My other montages, my three I think I made kind of sucked. No, I'm sorry. My first two really sucked for demo, and I made a Destro one because Destro is kind of fun to make montages for because it's got big numbers all the time, which I thought turned out pretty well for the other compared to the other two. But I think they can be a lot better, and they will be. I'm working on a new computer, as you can probably see. The graphics look a lot better. Got a new computer a couple months ago, loving it. So yeah, that's pretty great. I also want to start sponsoring, is not the word, featuring. I want to start featuring other players. That's something I actually want to go to school for, is to make a company, which would be Double P Productions probably. And I want to produce other players, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, whatever game, StarCraft, whatever game you play. Eventually, I want to do. So like, if somebody wants to send me, a video, to edit for them, and I'll put it in there, or whatever. I'll get more into that when I decide on what I want to do. But basically, I'm going to start featuring. There's another player, a mage, that I'm going to start featuring on my channel. So that'll be pretty cool. Just get more players out there from Twisting Nether. On the server I play, it's pretty dead right now. But with the new server changes coming, I'm pretty excited for. But there are good players on the server, and I think that it's really underrated for that. I mean, my guild itself is filled with them, in my opinion, and the server itself does have good players. Yeah, they have poor players, but what server doesn't? And then they have the trolls that think they're amazing, but they're not. Regardless, it's going to be pretty sweet. I want to do that. And other than that, I'm pretty busy. I have a job now. I'm out of school, but I'm starting college in a couple of weeks, but I have a job, so I won't be putting up content as fast as I'd like to be, but I'll still be putting it up. I think that's just about wraps up what I want to say. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So, new intro, simple about demo, montages, etc. Plans. Oh, I'm kind of toying around with Arena right now. I wanted to push for Gladiator this season. Obviously, it didn't happen. Too many conflicts. Had an Arena partner quit. Right, that's fine. And we've had just a lot of controversial things, but I might push for it again in the future. I don't know. I might not. I'm pushing some 2s right now. 2s rating. Yeah, I know, big deal 2s, but they don't matter. But it's more to get me back and used to PvPing, and I'm playing with a really good rogue. So shout out to Zeppa. He's an awesome rogue in the guild and stuff. So, doing some arena with him and just having some fun with it. I think that just about wraps up everything I want to say. I'm sorry if I talk too fast. I'm pretty excited. Also, apologize for any background noises. I use a pretty spacious mic, so it picks up stuff behind me quite easily. And I apologize for pretty much anything else I've done stupid, but whatever, we're all human here. At least I think so. So I'm going to post this video pretty soon here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. Please like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any cool ideas for my channel to do. I'd love to hear about them and try them out. Talk to you guys later. Peace.